uploaded in a while, but I recently went to Disney World, and as you guys know, may or may not know, Disney World has a lot of stuff, and since I'm on quarantine right now, like everyone, I thought that I'd make a video talking about my trip to Disney World. Now, my trip to Disney World occurred in March break. I went to all 4 parks, and by far the best one was definitely Hollywood Studios, like it always is every single year. And as you guys may or may not know, there's a new land in Galaxy's Edge, Galaxy's Edge, Galaxy's Edge, Galaxy's Edge, Galaxy's Edge, well, Galaxy's Edge. There's a new land in Hollywood Studios. Well, there's 2, Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story. Toy Story came out last year and Galaxy's Edge came out this year. Galaxy's Edge is a Star Wars land, and I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and let me tell you, it was amazing being in Galaxy's Edge. It really felt like you were in a galaxy far, far away. It felt really like you were in Star Wars. So, without further ado, I am going to be talking about that right now. So, Galaxy's Edge. Obviously, it's the most popular land. It's the most popular Disney thing right now. So, I'm going to be talking about it. First of all, there is a lot of stuff in Galaxy's Edge. There aren't many rides, per se. Like, there's only 2. Rise of the Resistance, the most popular one, which I'll talk about later, and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about just the all-around aesthetic. So the aesthetic is supposed to be that you're on another planet called Batuu. And, like, there's a lot of, high mountains. It's really nice. And let me tell you, the rocks are really convincing. They did a really good job on this. And you really feel like you're in a galaxy far, far away, like I said before. Now, I will say that there aren't a lot of rides, like I just said, but there are a lot of experiences. There are a lot of attractions, per se. Like, for example, as the most popular one right now is probably Build Your Own Lightsaber at Savi's Workshop, and Build Your Own Droid at Droid Depot. Now, I built my own droid, and let me tell you, it was really fun. Like, I heard that a lot of people were getting, like, bad experiences with them because it was being really crowded. But since I didn't go on opening day, obviously, I had great experience. I was there with my cousin, so I had one cast member with me and my cousin. He wasn't, like, going off. He was there to help us. I knew exactly what to do, so I was fine, but it was good because my cousin needed some help, so that was good. I'll show a little bit of my droid now. So, what did you guys think of him? He's called R2F4, and he's pretty cool. So, another thing they have in Galaxy's Edge is the Black Spire Outpost Marketplace. Sorry, try saying that 5 times fast. Black Spire Outpost Marketplace. Okay, no, it's not that hard. Anyways, so the Black Spire Outpost Marketplace. I'm just gonna call it the Marketplace. It's like a chain of a lot of places to buy stuff, so stores. The only store that they don't have in there is Doc Ondars, which is closer to Olga's Cantina and Smuggler's Run. But it's a nice aesthetic because it's kind of like a hall, and like there's overhead there's a little bit of shade, and in Florida it's really hot, so it's nice to have a little bit of shade. And there's a lot of really nice stores. Like there's a pet store with a animatronic Womp Cat, and it's a nice little animatronic. And they have a bunch of nice little like pets that you could get. I didn't get any, but you can get you can't get dogs, but you can get Star Wars stuff. It's really cool. I'll show some images right here. Wow! Oh my gosh, those are so nice. Okay. And the rest are just, Star Wars stores. They're cool, but I mean, I'm not going to take too much time talking about stores. So now, Smuggler's Run. That is a pretty big point of interest in Galaxy's Edge because it's one of the rides. Now, obviously, Smuggler's Run, it's a simulation because you go into the Millennium Falcon, and it's kind of like you're playing a video game, but it's real time. So you're actually flying the Millennium Falcon. It's really cool. I would say it's much better than Star Tours. It's one of my favorite rides. I really enjoy it. And I played as two of the positions. I played as the pilot and the gunner. Now, I would say that the gunner is a little bit bland because all you do is spam the button. Because the buttons light up when you need to, shoot or do anything. The buttons light up, and then you know to press them. So it's not like you really need to know what you're doing. It's similar to Mission Space, if you guys have ever gone to Disney. You guys know what Mission Space is? It's where you press a bunch of buttons to go into space. But yeah, it was very fun. My favorite part was being as a pilot, and I really enjoyed going into hyperspace. Because yeah, that was really cool. Got to pull the nice lever. So yeah, it was really cool. And yeah, so I really think that is one of the best rides in all of Disney because I'm telling you, it's really something else. Like, some people say that they don't like it because it's too similar to Mission Space and/or Star Tours, but it's really crazy because you're in the cockpit. And also the pre-show, there's a very impressive Hondo Naka animatronic, and hoo-wee, you'd really think that that's an actor. It's crazy. Okay, now it's time for the thing that everyone is really excited for. Everyone is talking so much about, Rise of the Resistance. Whew. Now that is what I like to call a ride. Now, Disney World is my favorite theme park of all time. A lot of people know that. Everyone does. But sorry, my iPad just died, so now I'm on my phone. Okay, so like I was saying, Rise of the Resistance. Now, yeah. So first of all, I'm going to talk about how the line is. So first you need to go into the theme park at 7 a.m. Now that's pretty crazy because the park opens at 8. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wake up at 6, get to the park at 7, and then after that they let you in early because, they understand. So they let you in early. They scan your fast pass so that they know who's there, which we didn't know, which made us go late in the day. I'm going to talk more about that later. So, yeah, you get into wherever you need to be. Maybe eat some breakfast like we did, and then when it's 7:59, you get ready, you have the app, and you join a boarding group. So it's an online line that you have to wait for, and then you wait for your boarding group to get called, And then when that gets called, you have to wait in another line, and then you get to get onto a ride. So it's a line. A lot of lines. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my experience. So the first part went pretty well. I'm fine with waking up early. Yeah, I'm fine with it. So me and my mom and my grandparents went in the morning, and so we were 4. And so we got ready to go. We went to eat breakfast, and then me and my mom went outside of the store because the restaurant didn't have very good service. So we went outside to get good cell service, and then we got ready to join a boarding group. Now my mom was supposed to join the boarding group, but she her phone was lagging out, and so I took out my phone and I joined it. But the thing is, we didn't know that you had to have the actual people in the park. So we thought that if only only me and my mom went in, we could get my cousins, everyone else to be able to wait in line. But it turns out everyone else has to come in. So what we did was we were only able to put my grandparents, me and my mom. But my grandparents gave their their lines to my cousin and my sister. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But now we're gonna it was kind of confusing. But we got we got boarding group 97. Now, that is at the end of the day. That was at like 7 p.m., I think. Yeah, 7 p.m. So we have to wait until 7 p.m. The day was really fun, like usual, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking about Rise of the Resistance. So yeah, after the day, we went to the line, and then it was like a 3-hour wait of line. So we were waiting there. My parents and my grandparents were waiting outside. They bought something for my other cousin, and they were just waiting. So we were in a line, and then we finally got to the pre-show, and I'm just going to tell you, the pre-show was crazy. So first, you get into the pre-show. What you see is, you see BB-8, and then BB-8 is going he's telling you that you got a transmission from Ray. And then Ray comes up in like a hologram, and I'm telling you, it's really impressive. And then she's telling you that you have to go to the First Order Fleet Star Destroyer to get some sort of information. So yeah, so you go in. So you hear like about General a lot. So you hear about who's gonna be taking you to the First Order Star Destroyer. Then after that, you finally get into you get out into this rebel boarding space where they have all the X-wings, and I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, you see BB-8 on an X-wing over there, you see an X-wing over there, you see a U-wing, a Y-wing, and you can't even say it. It's crazy. And then you see you're where you're gonna go. And then once you get on, it's like basically Star Tours. Like there's an animatronic at the front, and like you're wobbling around. It's crazy. And then after that, there's a cast member that comes out, and he goes, and he's all dressed up in First Order clothes, and it's crazy. He goes, get out right now. And then it's crazy, because you get out the same door you got out from, and then you see at least 50 stormtroopers, all animatronics. They're all moving slightly, and it's crazy. And like you see all these people taking pictures, and then guess what happens next? You wait in another line. I know. After you wait in another line, you get into the other pre-show. I know, you're not even in the attraction yet. So you're waiting you're in the pre-show now. And basically you see a screen of General Hux and and Kylo Ren. And General Hux is like, oh man, so yeah, we're gonna get this information from you. And then Kylo Ren uses the Force to get the information from you. But the thing is, the walls start shaking, so you actually feel like not enough people are talking about this wall shaking. Like, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Because, like, you actually feel like it. I don't know why people aren't talking about it. It's crazy. And also, this is a screen, right? The General Hux and Kylo Ren, they aren't animatronics. They're screens. But they use projections to project shadows on the ceiling. So it's crazy. Anyways, and then after they leave the screen, after you see like this red burning thing on the wall, and then they push out a piece of the wall, and they use a laser for this, and then a cast member comes out just like a rebel spy, and then they're like, come on, we're here to rescue you. And then you actually start getting into the ride. That's it. All of that was just pre-show. You get into the ride, and then you get into this first order. It's like it's kind of like a weird thing. I don't know how to describe it. I'll show a picture right here. But yeah, and you have this R5 unit in front of you, and you're going through all this. Like, I can't describe it. I'll leave a link to a video like of a POV of this ride, because it's really hard to explain. But yeah, down in the description I'll leave a link. But yeah, so after that, it's kind of crazy because you see all these things. Then you go into this room, and there's these full-size AT-AT walkers. And they're just walking around, and you're trying to get to the exit, but then like there's stormtroopers behind you, and they're shooting, and there are actual holes in it. And then there's a Kylo Ren animatronic. Well, there are actually two, but both of them are crazy impressive. They're both A1000 figures, so it really blew my mind how fluid they were. And then you get into this elevator, and this was shown in promo footage, but then Kylo Ren stabs his lightsaber through. Then you see this hole going in. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And then you see the second one, and he's really impressive. He's very fluent. And then a TIE fighter blows up something in the back of him. And then he goes sucked up in the back. I know that this is really hard to understand, but wow. And then you go into this escape pod, and then you fall, but it's like Tower of Terror style. It's not like a little fall; it's a drop Tower of Terror style. So you fall like Tower of Terror, and then you finally crash land into this place where you can leave. Then you get out of the vessel, and then, you continue your day. So, yeah, I think the Galaxy's Edge was pretty awesome. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.